Go!
I had watched this movie several times and I desired if I could recreate this particular effect. Since we do not have the available tools they used in creating this effect, I did several research on how it can be done using the free available tools like Blender. Let me show us how this effect was done in Blender. I first of all get a green screen footage of myself doing the exact movement, stop motion. Here is a side-by-side comparison. I carried out several tests to see if I can get perfection. This is the first test, the second test, the third test, the fourth test, and the fifth test. Here is a 3D object of myself and the 3D environment I built and the gate. After getting this green screen footage of myself, I killed out the background, did 3D face tracking of myself and built a 3D interior. Let's hop into the main tutorial. Firstly, I added a UV sphere, subdivided it many times, apply modifier and applied another surface modifier and take it to 1. I reduced the timeline to 50 frames. Right in the sculpting mode, I did some sculpting and it really working fine. I added a shape key, increased the value to 1. Return back into the sculpting mode. Selected the created shape key, sculpt on the sphere and animate it using the values. Now time to animate and sculpt. I applied keyframe, dragged the timeline to the point I wanted to start the effect. I hop into the sculpt mode, select the brush tool. The brush tool on minus, I brushed through the surfaces revealing the gate. I created multiple shape keys so I can animate independently. Right in object mode, I moved the timeline forward to my desired frame. In the sculpt mode, I brushed through the surface revealing the gate again and animated. I repeated this process and animated it throughout the entire frame. Then I saved my project. I applied a dynamic paint to the object and also to the gate and changed the type to brush and left the settings at default. I selected the sphere, changed the surface to displace, check the dissolve and set the time to 15. That creates automatic deformation as it passes through the gate. Then I baked it. Now applying this same technique to my face model. In wireframe, I carefully adjusted model to match my face accurately. I did that at different angle to obtain a perfect adjustment. Now checking the UV, I selected the UV and it is already unwrapped. I hopped into the shading tab for the shading process. I created a new material, import the PNG of my keyed green screen footage exactly at the frame where the modeling was done. I plugged it into the base color, Ctrl T, dragged the window into the vector. I added an image texture, create new, named it as face 001 x 1, changed the width to 2048 pixels, height to 1024 pixels. I plugged that into the viewer node and from viewer node into the surface, then recorded the PNG image into the surface, clicked on the image texture node and baked. Right in the rendering tab, saved it, Then connect the baked texture into the principal BSDF and then into the surface. Animating the model to match my footage took a hell of time. Yes, I created a keyframe and animated frame by frame, adjusting the model throughout the entire frame. After the tedious manual face tracking, I got my desired result. Now rendering. I rendered the layers separately, all done in Circuit's render engine. I rendered the shadows, the gates, the body separately. Now compositing. I did a compositing in Nuke. I imported all my rendered layers, masked out the 3D, did some adjustments, the background, the footage, the shadow, and the gate. I applied color grading and it is finally done. If you want to see the details on how I did the compositing in Nuke, let me know in the comment section. It has been my dream recreating this effect and I made that possible in Blender. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Bye bye.